خليه خذوه طخوه قتلوه قتلوه طخوه انتوا ضارين على الشغلات هذه ضارين على الولاد الصغار طخوه
This is insane. It's a death cult. This guy wants his own child to get hurt so he can make a political statement on Instagram. They have been doing it for so long. Sacrificing children is part of that cult.
The people on the internet react to this and say that the Palestinians are living in an open air prison and they have no choice but to sacrifice their children in order to fight for freedom.
Nothing can justify hurting a child. Every cause, no matter what it is, must be dropped when it comes to children. Children are the most sacred thing in life. Anybody who justify sacrificing children for the cause of Palestine are criminals. This is their strategy. We must understand. This is what Hamas does.
We are seeing images all over the internet of emaciated bodies, starving Gazans, with the claim that Israel is not allowing food into Gaza. Look at these images of just little babies with their emaciated bodies.
Any person who would believe that this is a real photo, they have been fooled, or intentionally they want to help Hamas spreading lies and misinformation. It would take more than 5 months for a human body even to reach halfway where it is there.
This is one of the best ways to depict what is happening right now. You have this supposed emaciated child who hasn't eaten in months, surrounded by a bunch of fat men.
This is not the first image actually I see on the internet that is a lie, but the sick propaganda of Hamas and their lies is unfortunately believed.
Who are the people that are actually being duped by this nonsense?
Emotional people, they actually would only see a child dying of hunger, even though surrounded by a bunch of overweight, well-fed fat cats.
So you have these social justice warriors in San Francisco removing the American flag and lifting a Palestinian flag. What does this mean to you?
I think this is really offensive. I question who are the people there actually cheering for that in Spanish?
Viva, viva Palestina!
They are exploiting the American freedom of speech to insult the symbol and replace it with an entity that it does not even exist in reality.
Probably many of them are LGBTQA plus the letters of the alphabet. What would happen to them if they moved to Gaza?
Well, I think they should move to Gaza. They should be the ones actually clashing with Hamas. They criticize, not only criticize, they belittle those who fight on their behalf.
I'll help buy their plane ticket if they want to go there.
It has to be a one-way ticket.
A one-way ticket? Oh, it will probably be a one-way ticket.
You came here and said there should be a Palestinian state. Have you or have you not assessed who would lead that?
I support a two-state solution.
I know you said that numerous times. Have you or have you not assessed who would become the leader of that state? Fatah, Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, Palestinian Authority, somewhere else.
She's like an empty robot. She doesn't know what she's talking about. So she's there to advocate for something.
Yes, this is the problem with all the pro-Palestine advocates. Many people project their agendas on this vehicle. And yes, who will lead that? So let's say if the United States push a two-state solution, the only thing that is unifying all these diverse political entities is a common enemy, and that's Israel. If we give them power, this state will be ruled by savages.
If you could give advice to a young Palestinian living in Gaza or in the West Bank right now, what would you say to them?
I would like for them to just realize that Hamas' existence is just a temporary existence, and it's coming to an end soon. What I would like to see a new generation of true rebels, not against the United States and against democracy, rather against slavery, against indoctrination, against conditioning, against all the entities and forces that trying to steal their individuality. I would like to see a new generation that fight for their freedom fearlessly. Here I am. I've been fighting for so long, and so many wanted me dead, and so many still want me dead. But I'm standing strong and stronger than ever. Hamas' goal is beyond the river and the sea, is beyond any political border, is beyond Israel. Hamas's aspiration is global. And if Israel fails to destroy Hamas in Gaza, it will be the birth of an empire of savages. The Muslim Brotherhood is here in the United States, and their goal is the destruction and the fall of the American civilization. How could any American not consider this as an immediate threat? Is this the time when the Allies abandon their friends? Just because we have some angry pro-Palestine thinking that this is a cool thing, exploiting the American freedoms, their anti-civilization, their anti-America, their anti-freedom. This is why I speak as loud as I can. My parents told us that we were going to heaven, and the non-Muslims, the Jews, the Christians, the rest of the world, if they don't convert to Islam, they are doomed to hell. When I was a child, I witnessed lots of killing and violence. People were literally killing each other in the streets. All I was trying to do is to see a higher truth than the conditioning of my society. Violence against non-Muslims is rooted in Islam, whether we like it or not. The fact that Hamas used their own children as human shields should not give Hamas a ticket to more power and to more territory and to more money. How could any American not consider this as an immediate threat? If Hamas laid down their weapons, there will be peace. But if Israel laid down their weapons, there will be destruction of the Western civilization. This is why I speak as loud as I can. I have been American citizen since 2018. Department of Homeland Security rejected my asylum application, and it was 3 years. And eventually, the U.S. Congress influenced the Department of Homeland Security with additional evidence from my involvement with the Israeli intelligence. For me, it's not about nationalism, but I appreciate the American Constitution. I appreciate the American people. In the United States, I was able to demonstrate my freedom fearlessly, and I still do, protected by the American Constitution and my freedom of speech as pro-individual and pro-individualism, which is the opposite of the culture where I grew up. You know, Israel is a great ally, and Israel contributes to the American security more than any other country on planet Earth. When 9/11 happened, Israel was there training the American troops, the American intelligence, including the FBI, including the Homeland Security. It was a pilgrimage to Tel Aviv and to Jerusalem to study of how to counter terrorism and how to win the war, global war against terrorism. They didn't go to Saudi Arabia or to any other country. And when we say aid to Israel, what is it? A few $1 billion given in military aid? So if the United States give Egypt, which is an ally, $1.5 billion annually in military aid, and give, let's say, the State of Israel double that because they are more reliable ally, they do the same, a lot more towards NATO. They're not giving Israel charity, to just prosper. Israel is not dependent on the United States and its economy. Israel is a totally developed country, advanced, and contributes to the American defense system, to the American technology in the high tech in every field. So why the United States of America would abandon their best ally, strongest country, in the midst of a genocide where they're facing a modern-day Holocaust? Is this the time when the allies abandon their friends just because we have some angry pro-Palestine or from Palestinian background who are exploiting the American freedoms to advance savage agendas? This is not acceptable. We support Israel. We stand with Israel. This is the correct thing to do.